bus in Cincinnati. The morning flight, a major bore, but then they open the cabin door.
Hi everyone! I'm so excited to spend some time with you teaching you the melody line and some of the musical aspects to Here I Am from Dirty Rotten Scoundrels. Now this song and the materials that we've provided for you is typically designed or aimed toward a singer who is a mezzo or a soprano, right? With a nice mixy belty note at the end, but it actually could be sung the octave down by a tenor or a baritone, so it's up to you. Before I dive in, I kind of want to just lay out the bare bones of what you should have at your disposal, as well as some good habits to get into before you get into opening your mouth and singing a song. First of all, if you're watching this video, you should have access to the sheet music, Here I Am, Dirty Rotten Scoundrels, which we've provided for you, as well as a karaoke track or an instrumental track, right? It's actually a really great skill to be working with the track, whether you're working remotely in these crazy times or just in general in the industry, because there are so many different kinds of performance jobs in which you as a performer will be asked to sing with a track. And so there's some special skills designed for you to figure out how to line that up, how to manage your breath, and how to stay in the moment, in character and present, even though you're working with electronic tracks. So I think it's a really valuable skill for you to have. So you should have a karaoke track. You can access the original Broadway cast recording on platforms such as Spotify, YouTube, Google Play, Amazon Music, and iTunes, of course. And you can listen to the original Broadway cast recording with Sherry Renee Scott. I recommend you do that for reference, just to hear what the song sounds like. There is a fine balance for young performers in listening to original cast recordings. The benefit is obviously so you can hear what the song sounds like and you can get a feel for it and hear someone singing it. The downfall or the pitfall of that is if you listen to it so much that you're just trying to imitate that singer, and if that causes any kind of conflict with how you sound on the song on your own. In short, listen to it as reference, but sing it how you want to sing it so that it sits in your voice. You have to go into it knowing that the singers on Broadway cast recordings are obviously very well trained. They're at the top of their game. They've had X amount of years of experience, and so they're gonna bring a certain amount of chutzpah to the table. You also should know that Broadway cast recordings are recorded in studios, not live on stage, but in studios with multiple takes, rehearsal, and obviously audio engineers who are working to put filters on that material to make it sound a certain way. So comparing yourself to original cast recordings in a negative way is really counterproductive. So use it as a reference. But then I recommend the first thing that you do when you acquire these materials, whether you download them, print the sheet music, maybe pull up the sheet music on a device like an iPad, however it's convenient for you, is you take your instrumental track, whether it's a karaoke track or maybe you have a piano-only practice track that your teacher has provided for you, or you get from a pianist, or you play yourself if you're that kind of person, right? And I just suggest, I have my computer here, and I have it queued up in my iTunes, that you do a listen and a read through. Our brains are able to absorb information better if we're doing one thing at a time, right? And so often we get a song and we just start singing along right away. But I think it's really, really valuable to go back to basics and just listen through the track without the voices. From cover to cover, to just kind of get a feel for how it all sits in our brain and our bodies and our voices. You'd be surprised how many TV jingles, whether they're commercial jingles or television show theme songs, you could probably sing at the drop of a hat and probably in the key of the show, because you've just heard it over and over and over again, especially if you're binge watching like The Office theme or Parks and Recreation or something like that, How I Met Your Mother. It kind of like sits in your head because you've heard it so many times without singing along that you could probably just replicate it. Well, there's a lot of cool things going on in your brain that allow that to happen, and you should take advantage of those by doing this. So, right, you cue it up, you press play, and you just kind of listen along, right? It actually surprisingly teaches you how to read music pretty accurately too, if you can get a sense of how the pace goes. Another thing that I would suggest, and I believe that we've provided this for you in the sheet music, is time-stamping your music. If you're working with a track either for your finished product, like if you're doing performance tracks in a show, or your practice track, right? If you get a practice track from a teacher or a karaoke track, you put a timestamp on your music. So for example, on Here I Am, over excuse, the syllable cues is at 8 seconds. So I put :08. Later on, Lord knows, over knows, I put :41. Having timestamps is going to make your life so easy if you're working with tracks because you can easily find it and you have a little roadmap. So that's helpful too. Let's dig in. This is the first section of the song that's going to start at the very top and go through the end of the second page. So what we'll do is I'll plunk through a section for you and then I'll play it along with the track and the plunking so you can practice. And you're just going to learn it section by section, and then at the very end I'll do a plunk over the track to kind of be your wrap up, and then you can practice it as much as you want on your own. Of course, I would recommend that you look back at our warm-up video and do a proper 10 to 20 minute vocal warm-up before you attempt on working on any kind of song, but that's totally up to you. Okay, so we start here, and our starting notes are here. Yeah, so you have 1, 2, 3, 4. Would you look at that comfort ceiling? Look at that chandelier. Excuse me, but how I'm feeling is 100 proof. I could raise the roof. I'm so happy to be here. I'm gonna review that little melody. I'm so happy to be here. Cool. And then we hear this lovely little samba or Latin beat. Right? I've is on beat 1. I've, right? And again, you can be in either octave for this, whatever works for you. So you have ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-ba-da-da. I've been kind of missing mom and daddy. It's kind of low. Sort of in a spin since Cincinnati. The morning flight, a major bore, but then they opened the cabin door and zoots alores, here I am. I'm gonna go from the morning flight again. Listen to that. 2, 3, 4, the morning flight. Zoots alore. Okay, let's try it with the track. Fortunately, the track gives you a little bit of a drum backbeat, so when you have moments that are free, like the very beginning has a fermata, right? A fermata, it looks like a period with a half circle above it. It means hold out or hold out for an indefinite amount of time. Fermatas make tracks very hard to work with, but luckily there are a lot of good track makers out there that put a little beat in there so you know when to come in. I would always suggest when working with tracks to do what I call a prep breath. So if I hear this, I'm gonna inhale so I'm ready to go. Would you look at that? Right? But if I don't breathe in advance, I often hear this with people that work with tracks. Would you look at that comfort? Right, I haven't breathed, I haven't taken in a breath to make it work. Okay, I'm done taking tangents. Wait for this little ditty. Sort of. The morning flight. Zootsalore. And note that Zootsalore is spoken, right? And so you could say it on pitch, Zootsalore, or you could just do Zootsalore, right? It's meant to be exclaimed. Great, we're 2 pages done. Here's the 3rd page, or this is page 90 from the book, right? So you hear a little drum riff, rap-ba-da. Lord knows. So it's kind of a second A section or a second verse. It starts and sounds kind of like the first part, yeah? So yeah, 1, 2, breathe. Lord knows I've had the will and the resources, but mom and dad kept saying, hold your horses. I guess those ponies couldn't wait. Pardon me, folks, but they've left the gate. I may be late, but here I am. Okay, so let's do that section, verse 2. with the music. So I'm gonna back it up. My timestamp is 41 seconds on nose. So I'm gonna go back a little bit just to get into it. Drum riff, here we go. Lord knows. Did you do all right? You can always pause this video at any time and just try it with the track without me. All right, now we're at the first bridge. A bridge is often a part of a song that sounds a little bit different from the verse or chorus. This song doesn't really have like a verse-chorus structure. It's more like a verse with a tagline. So it's verse, verse, bridge, dance break, which my buddy Tim is gonna teach you a great little dance break to go into there. And then there's a second bridge and then a key change that is a verse into a chorus with like a tag, right? So it goes verse, verse, bridge, dance break, bridge, verse, tag. So this is top of page 91. On the way to be is where we are, right? So I'm gonna plunk through this. Ready? 5, 6. On the way to be is me is French. The way they say la vie is French. So here I am, Beaumont sur Mer, 2 big weeks on the Riviera. That's fun. That's fun. Yeah, let's do that one more time, plunked, just because it's the bridge and it's tough. Here we go. 5, 6, 7. On the way to be is me is French. The way they say la vie is French. So here I am, Beaumont sur Mer, 2 big weeks on the Riviera. Then we go into this dance break, right? The dance break that kind of sounds like a verse, bum, 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 right? And Tim will teach you that. If you're looking at the music, you'll see it's marked dance break twice through, meaning where you see one bracket and another bracket, it's gonna go twice through that, and that's gonna be how long your dance break is. And then you're gonna come back in on the bridge. With that being said, let's sing this bridge with the music. So this bridge starts at timestamp 1 minute. So I'm gonna start it at 56 seconds just to hear the measure before. Bleep, bitty, bitty, bitty. I'm actually gonna start like 53. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Right? There you go. How'd you do? Whew. I bet that dance break was awesome. I'm as tired as you are, yeah? Just by sitting here playing the piano. All right, so we're gonna skip the dance break in this learning portion because you're gonna learn that with Tim and come back and do the whole thing. The second bridge coming out of the dance break starts at about 1:59, like right before 2 minutes, right? So again, it's gonna sound similar to the first bridge with a little bit of modification because we're going into a key change. Love a good key change. Composers use key changes all the time to augment the emotional situation that the character is going through or indicate some kind of shift or change that's going on in the storytelling, right? Often it's just that things get more exciting, right? So you have 1, 2, 3. I mean the air is French, the chair is French, this nice sincere song prayer is French, the skies are French, the pies are French, this is spoken, those guys are French, these fries are French. Yeah? If I were you, I would look up what these French sayings are. Teaching tangent. Anytime that you have something in a song or a monologue that you don't know the exact definition to, just look it up. Use the internet. Use the internet to look it up. If you don't know how to pronounce it, you can always go on YouTube and just Google interview. If you feel like it's the name of a person, just say interview with. Or if it's a city, you can always find a news segment where they're talking about that city so that hopefully a journalist has pronounced it correctly or accurately. Or if it's just an expression that you don't know what it means or a word that you don't know what it means, use the dictionary to look it up and just know. Because if you're saying it as a character, I have to believe you know what it means, because most of the time, the words that come out of our mouth, we know what they mean, most of the time. right? So that's a little teaching tangent. Back to where I was. Let's do that again from the plunk. I mean the air is French at the bottom of 92 coming out of the dance break. And note that there's some cool drum riffs and stuff like that coming out of the dance break in this track. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. I mean the air is French, the chair is French, this nice sincere Sancerre is French, the skies are French, the pies are French, those guys are French, these fries are French. And then we go to another key. Pardon me if I, instead of pardon me if I, pardon me if I, we're going up a step, half step really. Let's try it with the track. So, dance break is from approximately 1:10 to 2 minutes. So I'm gonna take it to about 1:55. Here we go. 2, 3. I mean the air is French, the chair is French, the nice, the skies are French, the pies are French, these guys are French, these fries are French. Pardon me if I. Yeah, so it comes in pretty quick. You have to stay on the beat with the drums, right? So if you hear the drums, 1, 2, 3. I mean the air is French, the chair is French, right? Helps you stay on if you keep that beat in your mind. Home stretch. So we're going to start at the key change. This is on page 93 or the second to last page of your packet, right? And you'll see a couple little double bars along with a bunch of sharps. Those are accidental changes. It indicates the key change, right? We went from B flat to B. Yep. Something pretty common going into the last verse of a song, especially in musical theater. We're gonna take that melody that we learned of the verse and maybe change it up just ever so slightly, right? It's called an ornamentation, basically, to indicate, again, that we're emotionally more heightened. And we'll talk about this at the end of learning this segment, but it has to do with the storytelling of the song. And as you're learning the song, you should be thinking about, where am I? Who am I singing to? What am I singing about? We'll get to that in a moment, right? So we're at Pardon Me. In the track, this is around 2:09. We'll use the track when we need it, but let's start with a plunk. Ready? 5, 6, breathe, here we go. Pardon me if I fly off the handle, 'cause nowhere else on earth can hold a candle. Belt that if you want. So, veni, vidi, vici, folks, let's face it, juicy, swishy, folks. Excuse-moi if I spout, I'm letting my je ne quoi out. I'm sorry to shout, but here I... Now, you can belt, you can mix, you can throw it in your head voice. I don't really care. What's written is just the same note, but you can bring it down. If you want to. You have some options. Yeah? Let's talk about some other options if this gets too high for you, right? So we do, so veni, vidi, vici, folks, let's face it, je suis ici, folks. Excuse me if I spout, I'm letting my je ne quoi out, if you want to, right? So what's written is, excuse-moi if I spout, I'm letting my je ne quoi out. It's pretty high, right? It's high for me. I don't belt that high, but you might. But you could do, excuse me if I spout, I'm letting my je ne quoi out. Or you could do, excuse-moi if I spout, I'm letting my je ne quoi out. I'm sorry to shout, but here I am. You could take the low route, right? Here I am. Or you can take the high route. I'm sorry to shout, but here I am. Or something fun. Or you could do some riffs out, whatever you want. Because you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4, 4, 2, 3, 4. You have 16 counts before the button. You have options. Let's try it from 2:09. Pardon me if I fly off the handle. I'm gonna back it up a couple seconds just so you can get into it. These guys are French, these fries are French-ish. Oh, I went way more back. Guys are French, these fries are French. New key. You want to go down? Yeah? Now, if you want, here's some options for the end. I'm going to start at like 2:18. You can skip ahead if you feel so inclined. But this is going into 2:18, so Vidi Vidi Vici, folks. I'm going to teach you the low route. Right here I am. Belt on my feet because it's comfortable for me. Or whatever you want to do. You can riff out of it. When in doubt, riff it out. I love that. Scat it out. Whatever you want. It's your song now. You've learned the whole plunk. So now the next section, I'm just going to play the track here. I'm going to plunk from my side. You can choose to use that as a learning tool, or you can just practice along with the track that you've been provided and skip to the dance break. Here we are, going back to the beginning of Here I Am from Dirty Rotten Scoundrels. I'm going to play this karaoke track as well as plunk along from my side so that you can sing along. Remember, you can feel free to sing in either octave, and at the end you can feel free to option up or option down and make it your own. Just know that I'm here plunking as a guide. I might sing a little too because, you know, it's fun. Ready? Would you look at that coffered ceiling? Look at that chandelier. Excuse me, but how I'm feeling. It's 100 proof. I could raise the roof. I'm so happy to be here. Breathe. I've been kind of missing Mom and Daddy. Zoops allure. Breathe, here we go. Here comes the bridge. All the way to be to me is French. The way they say love is French. Dance 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Dance, 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 dance. This is real fun where I just sit here while you do some kind of great dance. Go back to the beginning of the dance break, 134. Boom, ba da 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 da. You're still dancing. I'm not. This is top of 92. Here we go. 1. Oh. 1, 2, 3. I mean, the air is French. The chair is French. Skies. Pies. These guys are French. These fries are French. Savini. Excusez-moi. Pick one. Good job. All right, I hope you have all the tools you need now to work on this lovely song, Here I Am, from Dirty Rotten Scoundrels, written by David Yazbek. It's such a fun song. It's so positive. I know there are a lot of interesting references in there to things you may not know of or you may not know the translation of, but we picked it because A, it's positivity, B, it could be sung in both octaves, and C, it's a real opportunity for you to grow as an actor, to not only have that skill of looking things up and like really defining everything for yourselves, but furthermore, how to make it your own, right? So something that is an important skill to develop as an actor, especially if you're going to use a song for an audition, is to do the research on the original piece, to know the context of the song, who's the original character singing it, why are they singing it, where are they, what do they want, and how can you take that and make it your own. So in the piece, the character of Christine has arrived at the French Riviera and she's just shown up, right? So she's making her entrance and she's saying, here I am, and she's trying to impress the people around her, right? So you could either do the song in context, meaning thinking about imagining that you are where the character of Christine is, you are Christine, you are having her experience, or you can take it out of context, meaning know what the original song is about and how it's written, but where would you be? Are you maybe, I don't know, back at school for the first time after being quarantined? Are you seeing your friends for the first time? Are you walking into prom? Are you walking into an audition like this, or a waiting room, or whatever, right? So you're coming into a place and you're establishing something about yourself of which you are proud or of which you are excited. So taking a personal circumstance, and layering that in would be a really great idea, especially if you're going to use a song like this for an audition. Good luck.
So we chose Here I Am to work on as a song because we found a way to build a dance break into it. When you audition for college programs, sometimes they'll have you submit videos, and one of those videos they hope to see is your dance ability. And one way to kill two birds with one stone is to do a song with a dance break in it. Here we've built in a repeat, so you can have added measures and put in a little dance break. You might choose another song with a dance break built in, or you might find another song where you can throw a repeat in musically and put in that dance break. Now, for me, what college programs are looking at are your musicality and your technical ability. Now, if you're a trained dancer, you might throw in some more intense moves, but make sure that you're sticking to the style of the music. For Here I Am, it's not really a song you want to do turns in second, fouette turns, tumbling in. And if you're not a trained dancer, but you've done musicals in high school, so that means you're a mover already, take the things that you already know and explore your movement with the style to help it fit. We'll look into that in a little bit of ways you can approach building a dance portion of your performance. But just remember, have fun. So ladies, hi. This is some ideas for your dance break during Here I Am. You will see in the sheet music, Amanda added some measures to give it sort of a longer dance break. What I'm giving you is sort of the feel of the music. And when you're watching the video, I will be mirroring you. So the first step, sort of a cha-cha step. I'm gonna face the angle to start with, quarantine body. You're going to roll through the right foot, 1 and 2, then roll through the left foot. So it goes forward, roll through the hip, 1 and 2, left foot, 3 and 4. So it looks like 1 and 2, 3 and 4. It kind of turns in a little bit, turns out, and 4, D and 4. Then you're going to step to the right and push the left hip out. 5, 6, 7, 8. It'll feel awkward, but it'll help stretch you out. Then you reverse the whole thing, starting with the left foot. Left and 2, right and 4. Push right hip out, go left. 5, 6, we change. 7 and prep 8. So from the beginning, you've done 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5, 6, 7 to the left side. 1 and 2, 3 and 4. Push it out. 5, 6, 7 and 8. Here you have a choice on the 1. You can either go up to a passe pose, which is fantastic, or batma, you'll hear a cymbal. So you've done 2 and 2, 3 and 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. Kicker pose, down. Turn over that left shoulder and soutenu around. Up, down, 2, 3, 4. We're going to pose 5, passe the right leg. The right arm goes up. 5, push it out. 6, left passe. 7, 8. Find your center. The right foot goes behind you. 1 and 2. So the right foot goes back. Right, left, out. Repeat. Other side. Whichever foot goes back, the arm crosses and makes a curve. 1 and 2, or a circle. 3 and 4. 5 and 6 and prep for chaîné. So you've done 5, 6, 7 and 8. 1, 2, soutenu. 3, 4, up, push, up, foot goes back. 1 and 2, 3 and 4. Step across the right foot. 5, flick, and 6 and 7, prep 8. So the feet are 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6 and 7, prep on the 8. So from the top, with the little cha-cha, 1 and 2, 3 and 4, push it out. 5, 6, 7, 8, other side, and 2, 3 and 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8, up, down, bring it around. Right foot up, push, left, push, cross back, and 2. Did I do that? Yes, I did. 7, 8, chaîné. 1, 2, 3, 4. You'll hear bum, bum, bum. It goes right arm, left arm. Pose, cross that left arm in front, right hand on your hip, and be sassy. Give a little shoulder, you're holding the music. Then we'll pull it up to a showgirl passe. Not exactly a bevel, but a nice parallel bevel. So you've done 1 and 2, 3, and push it out. 5, 6, 7. I'm going to back up. 1 and 2, 3 and 4. You don't have to back up. 10, 7 and 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. Up, push it out. Up, push it out. Cross back. 2, 3 and 4. 5 and 6 and 7, 8. 1, 2 and ba, ba, ba. Ria. So with the music, here we go. And 1, 2, 3, and 4. Push it out, out. Left side. Ba, ba. This one's different. And jab, kick. Here, up, push, cross, cross. Step, flick, cross. da, da. So, second part. You've done the Shanae, ba, ba, da, ya, ba. There's a lead in, like a note. Ba, you'll hear it in the music. Then you're gonna Shanae right, making a curve. I would like you to plie Shanae, which means you reach out, pull together, out, pull together. There's two of those. So you've done dee, da, da, and sassy, and 1, 2, 3, 4, facing down that right corner, step on the right, pull the left foot through, and push. So you've got 1, Shanae, Shanae, foot up, push. You're gonna sway left, right, then you're gonna do step, ball change, going to the left, step, ball, change, bring together. So you've gone Shanae, Shanae, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, bring it up, 7, 8, showgirl. So you've done B, ba, B, yeah, and Shanae, Shanae, step up, push it back, sway left, right, step, ball change, bevel, bring it up, 8. Now you're gonna walk, cutesy walk down stage, starting on the right, 1, 2, 3, then your flat foot in front, gonna go in, out. So you've done sway, sway, step, ball, change, bevel, bring it up sassy, walking cutesy, 1, 2, 3, and 4. You're gonna 5 and 6, stomp and 6, pas de bourrée, 7 and 8. So from the top, it's Shanae right, step right, left foot through, push it back, sway, sway, step, right, I call that a rainbow step, ball change, bevel, be sassy, walking down stage, 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5 and 6, pas de bourrée, 7 and 8. Got that much? So from 5 and 6, 7 and 8, you're gonna step on the right again, step, flick, land, swap, hit. Right? So you've done cutesy, 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 in, out, stomp, 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 pas de bourrée, step, flick, step, switch, head. And then you'll hear the music. You're gonna do a little jump, prep, flick, step, ball, change. The next movement, sorry, you lost me. So step, flick, and switch. Ba, dee, da, da, prep. You can do a Shanae, you can do a tour. On the next one, going up stage, whatever you want to do. Da, da, da. Land here. Then you can either quick Shanae downstage or run at your audience. Da, da, da. That's when the vocals happen. So I'm gonna play it with the music. Just the second half. Shanae, Shanae, brush, push back, sway, step, ball change, pose, up, cutesy walk.